Okay. Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome back to the Non-Immigrant student. So today with me I have Maureen Usiagwu, who has been my best friend of 16 years, and you get to know more about her. But before we begin, and before she introduces herself, Maureen, please help me tell the people to review my podcast, to leave ratings, please.
Guys, please do leave ratings, reviews. Just make sure you tell everyone the great experience you have with this podcast so that they get to listen to it too.
Exactly. Thank you so much, guys. And you can send me now my podcast to on Spotify. You can leave reviews, you can leave me a fan note, and that comes to me directly as a text message. So, and you can subscribe also for more exclusive episodes. My last episode was about, I don't remember now. I think it had to do with losing my work authorization, yes, and that's a paid episode. So if you're also interested in learning more about that, please listen. Okay, now let's jump right into it. Bye guys. Oh no, see you soon.
Ask about me on the streets of Ithaca. They will tell you I'm popular everywhere. I mean, I'm that new Nigerian girl who just came here and has friends in all sects and factions of this university. MBA, graduate student, undergraduate student, PhD student. Like, girl, I'm popular. But yeah, welcome to the Non-Immigrant Student Podcast. This is the podcast where if I can do it, you can do it too.
Okay, hi guys, welcome back to episode 5 of the Non-Immigrant Student Podcast, episode 5, season 4. Woo-hoo. Today, title of the podcast is Getting Ready to Move to the UK, Things to Know. So basically, things to know before you move to the UK, featuring my best friend, my sister, my brethren in Christ, Maureen Oswam. That's her Benin name.
Oh my god.
Zikora. Please. No, okay. But you have a Z name. Okay, anyway, Usiagwu.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Okay, Maureen, please tell us about yourself, your name, and what the Lord has done for you.
The Lord has done a lot. So hi guys, lovely to meet you all. It's really excited to be here.
You guys should see how she's smiling. Look like you can see anybody. Oh God.
My name is Maureen. I am Tolu's best friend. We've been friends since high school. Mm-hmm. What else?
That's all, Maureen.
I'm Nigerian. I live in the UK. Mm-hmm. So and I'm visiting New York actually to see her. Yeah. So, and I've had such an amazing time. But I think we'll talk about that later.
Maureen, I'm so ashamed. Okay, continue. I thought that was it, because I'm about to drag you down a whole coach.
So wait, I'm coming. I'm getting there.
Okay. Sorry, I talk. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I work in people and change consulting. That's what I do for work. Mm-hmm. And I also run a side business around career coaching, and I think a lot of it is based off my experience moving to the UK and navigating the job market there. So that is me.
Yeah, and she didn't even say the name. Maureen, I'm going to embarrass you in this podcast.
Intentional Strides to be nice. We do have an Instagram page, guys.
Yes, please follow her on Intentional Strides.
Sharing ideas, sharing content, tips, tricks, all those type of things, and you can also book a session to speak with me.
Yes, please. I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. But Maureen is someone who helped me get my job. Like, we did a lot of interviews together, mock interviews. We scheduled a lot of calls. So, and also, I famously call her Employee of the Month because she won that award twice at the last company she worked at in Nigeria. So, I'm proud of her. What can I say? So that's Maureen. And always on my podcast, when I invite guests, I always ask everyone to share how we met. So, people know that, you didn't just fall from thin air. Or anything. So you say your story and then I'll try and see if I can corroborate.
I feel like when we're talking about this, you probably didn't remember the first beats, but essentially we met in secondary school. I think from when we came for interview. So because you after writing the common entrance and you make it through, then you get to do an interview. I went to Graceland.
Yeah, Graceland International School. For my South girlies and boys. Mm-hmm.
Always. So the story is very long, but the long and short of it was that we had an encounter at that interview, which I didn't remember. And then when we eventually resumed in September, Tolu came and she was like narrating the whole story to me and telling me she remembered me. So that was how I guess we met. But I don't think we quite became friends at that time.
But I was a famza. Me, I talk to anybody I want. So I was doing one shalaye story that my mother saw her mother and something. But Maureen could not remember
I couldn't remember, but I was like, okay, that's fine. And then we were in different hostels. But I think I liked her. I liked how she used to organize like stuff in. You had one red bag, and I'm trying to remember the cartoon character that was on that bag. I think it's like Mickey Mouse with your Jungle Boy and pencil case.
Oh yeah, I remember my Jungle Boy pencil case.
Yes. So like I really liked how she used to organize things. She always had tissue and like Paloma, like erasers, pencils. Like if you ever needed like any writing material, like she always had it. So that was what I liked about her. We're in the same prep class. So I was trying to become friends with her, but she liked senior students too much.
Why was you at that part? I know what she likes saying. Like you guys, my bunkmate was a senior, my side mate was a senior. In short, all around my bunk, if my bunk is in the middle, the four beds beside were all seniors.
So if it's not a problem, but that's what it was.
But even you said it with evil in your eyes.
Can you see my hat?
Yeah, continue.
So every time I went to her hostel to see her, she was always chatting with senior students. I just felt like I couldn't be friends with her. But we still had like prep class relationship, and then I think when we got to GS2, we're now in the same hostel.
Yeah.
And the school had just done something where like GS1, GS2 were on one floor, GS3, SS1 one floor. So we're like the seniors in our hostel essentially.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what it was, and that was how we became friends with our friend as well.
Yeah,
Mebaka.
shout out to you, Mebaka, our friend in Australia. So we became a trio basically. But then I think it wasn't just you were in goodness class. I was in holiness. I was in kindness.
Yeah, so I and Mebaka were in goodness, and then you were in kindness.
I was in another class, but we stayed friends. So that's since 2008, just so, and now it's been 16 years. We're still friends. She's here today in New York City. She came visiting before I have to move. And for context for that, you would have to listen to the last episode, losing my work authorization. And as many of you might or might not know, actually in that podcast, I have to correct something. I mentioned I was going to move to London, Warsaw, Poland. Actually, I was going to move to. And at the time that podcast was recorded, I was going to be moving to Poland.
Yeah.
But then, even after I stopped praying about it, this is another episode for another day, how God rescued me. And when I mean rescue, not because there's anything wrong with the country. I mean, I already come to terms with it, but because I have family in the UK and I have friends, ergo Maureen, who lives in Manchester, and like some other friends who are in the UK. So I'd always wanted to move to London, and God granted my heart desires. I just recently signed my offer letter to start in the UK in January. Praise God. I hope I get my visa in time, blah, blah, blah. So most of you would have had to listen to the previous episode to hear more about that. And now, today, I wanted to talk to Maureen about what are things to know before I move. Like, aside the fact, Maureen has been here now a week. She's seen how I'm packing, how I'm selling my stuff to strangers and offer up, and all of that. But, like, what are the things to know? But we'll jump into that in a second. And yes, for our childhood, I know that our parents too have even become like some sort of friends or like acquaintances. Maureen was at my graduation at Covenant University in 2018. If someone was to ask how we have stayed friends for this long, what would be your answer to that question? When you answer that, more. Okay.
So I think it's communication. I mean, it's probably an obvious one, but yeah, that's what it has been. Yeah. Because I think we've always been like long distance friends for the most time, right after we left
you
Graceland,
went to University of Benin.
I went to University of Benin and then you went to Covenant. Yeah. So it was like we were always, yes, exactly. We first started with emails because you guys couldn't make calls then. So I remember we would like send updates, like live updates via emails. Yeah. And then God was also kind to me. Your mom now moved to Benin.
Yes.
So
yes. And anytime I used to come, I would
see
each other.
When you were in Benin.
And I came to visit you in school, like in 100 level,
yes,
right?
Yes, in 100 level, yes, you came.
Yeah, that was my first time in Unibed.
So, and then what else? That's what it has been. And then when I moved to Abuja, you were in Lagos, and then you came once to Abuja as well.
Yes, and we met up too.
And then I came for your grad. So I think just those touch points in between, and just really communicating. Like we always have calls.
I've
like
been intentional. We never miss each other's birthdays.
We're very intentional. Like birthdays, all those like important stuff, gifts, everything. So I think that's what has really kept us. Yeah. And I also think there's something about I mean, I guess that's like the intentionality, but I know how there are people around me that I'm really close to and I could easily share some news with, but for some reason I just try to preserve it so I can say I told my best friend first.
Yeah, there was also that.
So those kind of things.
There was a loyalty we also had to each other, I must say, yes. Even in CU, yes, there was just that loyalty. Although you're right, we didn't really talk in CU because there were no phones.
Emails, and then if we ever knew, then maybe you would email me that you were going to call me on payphone, or if I saw like a strange number, there was a particular way the number used to come, and I would just know that it was you that was calling. Yes, you call me on payphone.
Oh my god, that's so ratchet. Oh my god. Corner University, oh my god. But yes, and then also I know that in CU now, I saw a lot of opportunities I used to share with you and my other friends. Yeah. And also like TMI, but like Maureen too now is in a group chat with my closest friends from CU.
Oh yeah, that was something as well because I think you had made like,
yes, I always used to forward emails to a particular set of people. One of my girlfriends in CU, if I saw any opportunity, I always used to share. So when Faith, shout out to you, Faith, wanted to create a group chat, she asked me for your number that she wanted to add you. I said, are you sure? Yeah, it was Faith. Then she created the WhatsApp.
I thought it was you who did it because you said you wanted to have all your future bridesmaids in one group.
Yeah, so I have that thing to where I like all my friends knowing each other. And so far I've been successful at it. Yeah. So even if I'm just another friend in another country, if I mention more, like, oh, your best friend in UK, I'm like, yeah. So everybody knows each other kind of. And then, so because of the emails, and now we had graduated from CU, so Faith, we now had our phone. She was like, she wants to put us on WhatsApp. And I was like, are you sure? Faith, you don't have to add Faith, no pressure, you don't have to add Maureen, she wasn't in CU.
And I also wasn't sure if I was comfortable with you, but I was like, okay,
I know, then I had to ask you, and then Faith now asked me for your number, and then she added you, and now that's how Bolu, I can see the way you want to steal Maureen, and Maureen wants to steal you. Let me just clear you now. And I hate this thing when like all the friends you introduce, they will now be forming their close to each other. I'm like, if I slap all of you. But anyway, so now we're also now a group of 6, like I like to call them girl posse, or like whatever they say. So now, and so that's how the friendship has stayed intact. And hopefully we've already passed, like I told you on your birthday this year, I said we've already passed the 7-year mark. They say that if you're friends for like 7 years, it's a lifelong friendship. It will be a lifelong friendship. Okay. And now we're on 16 years, in fact, double of it. So even after death. That's 2 lives. So friends in 2 lives, and after plus Ijara after death and in heaven. So looking forward to your mansion beside mine in heaven. Okay, actually no, our husbands. I think I'll prefer to stay with my husband. Don't you think so? My future husband. Okay. Shout out to our future husband. Shala. Anyway. If you know, you know. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, so I want to discuss, so this segment of the podcast, I want to discuss about your journey to the UK. So after we met in Graceland, you went to Uniben. We have kind of like roughly touched about that. Okay, wait, I wanted to share a funny story from our time in high school, because that's the time we spent the most together, 6 years. So when I and Maureen were gisting,
2 nights ago.
Catching up like 2 nights ago, we remembered how I can share a bit.
Yeah, you
okay. Can. We remembered our prefectship, how in Graceland, when we were in SS2, SS3, SS3, they were collecting names from junior students on who they would like to become prefect. So people were voting. So some names came up. So one random day during inter-house sport, I did not like inter-house sport, and I was now in yellow house, a losing house. I went to the sick bay, and I told them I wanted to sit down, like I was dizzy or something. She now said, this is how you will be behaving when you become head girl. And I said, what do you mean, ma? She said, oh, you're not head, they're taking votes. All these are about people. So I took the G shot more, that I think they are looking for head girls and whatever. Yeah. So fast forward down the line, and this particular story, I plan to put it out on YouTube. So long story short, I followed my classmates to go and do activism. I went to go and I was fighting. So I was trying to report one of our hostel mistresses that she didn't like to give us hot water. And also it's because we used to bath late.
She did something really bad that day too.
Yeah, I think she beat us or something.
Made us crawl. People crawl from upstairs, downstairs. That was what escalated it. So I don't even know who told me let's write into the suggestion box, but at the end of the day, the paper and pen was in my hand, and I started the letter to whom it may concern. This Miss I'm saying her name. Why? I mean, Miss Otto Bong. That was her name. She said,
you guys are what I shall reported that this is what she did to us and that we would like action to be taken, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then someone asked me from somewhere to also add that they should change our Wednesday dinner. So our Wednesday dinner used to be pancake. I think they now made it beans and fish and plantain.
And the beans wasn't nice. It wasn't nice like Tuesday's beans.
Beans, exactly. So and I added it back, and please, ma, would also like to change our dinner back to pancake and tea. Even though, and let me even, fun fact, those two foods, I didn't used to eat it. Now smelling very fat pancake like this. I didn't used to eat it with one nasty milk tea. And then the beans and plantain, I don't know, back then I didn't like beans and plantain, so I didn't even used to eat it. Me and Maureen even joke that we used to exchange.
Yeah, we used to do. So I'll take spaghetti on Tuesday. And then
Thursday.
Thursday rather, and then I'll give you Sunday jollof.
Yes,
I didn't like
exactly. And jollof until today, jollof is still my best food. So she's giving me Sunday jollof, and I'll give her Sunday spag. I don't like spaghetti. Yes, I don't. Yes, and I don't like spaghetti. So I promise you, those pancake and that stupid beans were not even in my. I didn't used to eat it. I sure added it. That's how the next day, this was Thursday morning, Friday morning, they called emergency assembly, SS1 to SS3, or maybe SS2, I don't think they disturbed SS3, maybe because they were having exams. Yeah, JS1 to SS2, they said all of us should come, and we had one very tyrant, I will just leave it there, officially in the school, that everybody was scared of. So long story short, they called us out. Then she threatened that the person who wrote this should come out. And the person was very rude. Who are we to write to whom it may concern? That if the person doesn't come out, they're going to ask the teachers to go into the school buildings and check everybody's notes for handwriting. Yeah. And then, okay, Maureen, tell them why I had to end up coming. At first, we were like, should we go out? So the SS2 girls knew that it was.
So I think those of us who were like your friends, like we knew because I wasn't there when the letter was being written.
Yes, Maureen was an early bird.
So I had gone early for breakfast. So I came back, but I knew that a letter had been written. So we're now contemplating, should we go? But you know when they are emotionally blackmailing you, they were forming, we're going to search. It's better you come now and get pardon, or if we find you, expulsion, blah blah blah. I was like, hey, God, they cannot expel my friend. So like I think we all started thinking about it, and then so Tolu is a writer. Like everybody, or at least most teachers know her handwriting, and she had like the best notes. So if you wanted to copy anything, like you go to her. So for someone's writing that was so popular, it was very obvious that if they decide to actually check this thing, they will catch
me. Yeah, so that's what they used to tell me.
So that's what we're just like, okay, maybe you should just go out. Like if you go out, Didi will pardon you, and then you know you are known as a nice girl, like in front of teachers. So knowing that is you, they will know, they will temper justice with mercy. So that was what we thought about. So we now convinced her, and then she now went out.
Yes, I went out, and I think the woman was shocked. So
exactly,
she was shocked.
People didn't know. She's like, she didn't believe it was you, and I think she said something about your mom, like something about where your mom worked, that she didn't believe it was you. So
even at a point, matron, I remember. So when they now closed the assembly and told everybody to go back to their class. So they took me to our office, told me to kneel down. I even thought they were going to go and call Mr. Kayode to flog you. To come and flog me. Hey, they not flog me. She now asked me that, am I really the one? I think she thought I was trying to take one for the team. And I said, yes, ma'am, the one. I wrote his handwriting, but like all of us were complaining. She said, even if you shouldn't have written it like that, that told me trying to call my mom, that they would have expelled me, even though that they know that this and this and this and this. Long story short, after that, my name removed from the prefect list. So that was my punishment. Yeah, they said I was going to be a prefect anymore. And then Maureen, who was slated for vice assistant head girl.
They now made me head girl, and it was a very weird thing because they had told her she wasn't going to be prefect anymore, but like we're not exactly sure what the outcome was going to be like. So when I remember I was in class that day, and then Miss Anyhoo, who was our VP, came to class and called me. They don't used to call me out like that, so I was even worried. Like what does this one want from me? I followed her. I went to the office. I went to Didi's no, that was not when I went to Didi's office. It was the second event I went to Didi's office. So I went, and then I think it was herself and Mrs. Yang. And then they told me that I'm going to be the new head girl. That I can see that Tolu Lokpe is not going again. Hey God.
Hey.
I say Fasha. It was.
I see. I would actually take that punishment over expulsion.
Yes, exactly. It was mixed feelings. So I came back, and I actually were also not in the same class in senior. So I was in kindness now,
and I was in holiness.
See, you guys, for context, our classes are called holiness, goodness, and kindness.
Fruits of the spirit.
So I was in kindness and she was in holiness. So during break, I was like, how am I? And already my classmates were asking me, and like I didn't want to tell people in class. Then they will now go and spread the news. I will not be the one to share it first. So I think during break, I now came to you and Miyabaka, and then I now shared it. To be honest, I can't remember what your reaction was, but I just know that I said it, and like, it was
I
was
must have felt bad,
avoiding you,
but
and I
maybe
was
I didn't
like
say
there
it.
was an awkwardness around it as well, but it was just what it was.
Yeah.
So why we're speaking about this, because I think I was thinking of it on my own, and I said when I come here that I'll ask you why and how that did not affect our friendship.
Yeah.
And then strangely, Tammy had also asked you about it.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I think it was because I knew I was wrong. Like it's not like you went to go and whisper to somebody that you don't think I will make a good head girl. So it was because of my actions backed up by other people. So after that, I remember when I was going to come and my father sat me down and told me that don't go and be doing activism. That's what he's calling it, when you get to covenant. And I'm someone that likes to fight for justice, low-key. So I've respected myself. Like, even till now, sometimes there are a lot of times I want to comment on a lot of things on social media, but I just used to respect myself, because if I really say what I'm thinking, some people will not be my friends again. But anyway, those are some of our secondary school chronicles. And then we also reminisced about how, like, you were the early one. There was time we were bunkmates. So, we're roommates. Maureen used to go early to dine. I used to go late.
Yeah. Normally, you go with your group of friends. Like, that's usually, like, naturally, that's how it happens. But, like, I just realized that I could never wait for my friends. So,
until today, I'm still a late bed. I'm Maureen still an early bed. Why are you coughing? If you have something to say, say to me direct.
Let's not go there.
Well, anyway.
So yeah, but it was good. Good
times. Anyway, okay, now let's go into the journey of how you got to the UK. So just briefly share, like, what you studied in school, what made you decide to go to the UK, what schools did you apply to, and then from there we'll talk about things to do to get ready.
Okay, so I think all the while, like, I always knew that I wanted to do like a master's degree in the UK. So, and I don't know why, but I think coming here in 2012 kind of solidified that thought in my head. When I came, I have to come back here for school. So even going through like Uniben and then education at Uniben, let's not go there. But I very quickly thought that.
How many times did you have strike when you were in school?
So I was very lucky. So the strike only affected me right before I entered. So I had like a 6-month lag period. Then when we got in, I went through school in 3.5 years as opposed to 4 years because they were very quick. So yeah, I wasn't affected. Then when I finished, I think strike started again. So God really saved me on that one. But yeah, so I knew I wanted to come to the UK. So during NYSC, I started NYSC. I worked in human resources, and that was my first job ever. So I started thinking about my master's, but I also felt like I still did not have like the relevant experience to go and do a master's. So my dad wanted me to get out and like just go and do a master's very quickly.
Wait, we have skipped. Have you mentioned where you worked in Abuja or your NYSC?
Oh, yes, I did. That was okay. So I did my NYSC there, and then after NYSC,
there's something we used to joke. Okay, no.
Let's
not joke about it on the interwebs. I'm sorry. Okay. But that was, you should show them, that's the company where you want to employee of the month twice.
Networks, that's what it was. It was like an IT
firm in Abuja. And Maureen was involved in hiring and firing. I must add.
What is that?
I used to see HR as movers and pushers. That's what they call them, movers and shakers. And so knowing that you had to like be involved in hiring and like letting people go,
because I was like the key HR person. I used to report to like the director for corporate service. So well, it was a very interesting first job to have, but that's not what we're talking about now. So the journey essentially. So while I was there, I now started considering applications, and I wanted to go to, I think the school in my head I always wanted to go to was London School of Economics. And I wanted to do operational research and finance because of all the courses that I had done in my undergrad. I think that was the one that I thought I was most interested in. So I applied the first time. I applied rather unseriously, guys. Let me just put that out there, because I was in a place where I didn't want to go for the master's at that time. I still wanted to work an extra year, and my dad wasn't having it. So to please him and to make him happy, I decided to still put in an application. Please, my daddy ever finds this story out, there will be trouble. But yeah, I made the application. Very minimal effort, so I knew that there was no way that.
Why did you think you could get it?
Because I wasn't ready, and I knew what I wrote in my states. Like I didn't do research, like I just did it to tick the box. It wasn't anything. So I did that, and obviously yes, I got a rejection as expected, and that was the only school I applied to. They asked me to apply to University of Edinburgh. I don't know what happened, but I eventually did not. And when I was ready, they said application had closed. So that was my excuse.
Yeah.
So it was just one school. So I really wasn't, I think I wasn't in headspace for like school yet. I still wanted to work. I still felt like I wanted to get experience. Like I didn't want to be in a classroom and people will be talking about work and I won't know like what to say or what to do. So the second year, so after I had finished my NYC and then I got retained at my place, and then I kept working. So while I was there, I started applying to school. So I still applied to LSE, and then I decided to apply to some other schools. I applied to University of Southampton, and then I also did Cardiff, and I actually still had Edinburgh on my list as well. So
which one did you get into?
So I got an offer from Southampton and got an offer from Cardiff right before I was ready to start Edinburgh application. So I was like, okay, I don't need you guys anymore.
So why did you choose University of Southampton over Cardiff?
Over Cardiff. I think I looked at the courses that were there. I wanted something that was going to give me like practical experience, and Southampton is very good with that. So for operational research, there's a body called COMSIS, and we do our project, like the way we do projects, they have like what's it called, relationships with like different organizations, and so they bring like problems for us to do. So that's what made also made me choose Southampton, and then it was closer to London. I don't know what else. It was just generally more management focused, and the offer from Cardiff was very statistics heavy. So
okay, so you chose to do operational research. I chose. And what would you say? I know that I remember I was gisting of your roommates in school and all of that. So what was the experience for any student listening who's just starting off in the UK?
First off, I had a very interesting experience. I went to school in the pandemic. So I went when everything was...
You moved to the UK
in October 2020. So it's going to be 4 years. You went in November, 1st of November.
No, but I left Nigeria October 31st. But yes, I landed November 1st. That's true. We are both 4 years. And that's why this podcast is in season 4. Yeah, 4 years of being in the US. Yeah,
this is interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I got there like when everything was on lockdown, and I had to do like quarantine. And then I had like four flatmates. So the way it was, like, you had your bathroom and your room, and then you shared the kitchen. So I had 4 flatmates, and they were all Asians. So I had 3 Chinese and 1 Thai, and like they were the most amazing people that I could like potentially. They made going to school in lockdown less painful. So that was great. And then what else?
You enjoyed your time as a student.
I enjoyed my time as a student.
What was your biggest culture shock when you moved to the UK?
Oh my God. I feel like I need to think about that.
You should remember the story you shared with me about looking for events on Eventbrite. That was
when I moved to Manchester.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think something that shocked me, or that made me realize that, because when I came to the UK, I still thought I would want to go back home. Like, yes,
so both of us had a thing for Nigeria.
I still thought I was going to go back home. Well, what happened was our fridge got bad. Our fridge, I don't know if I've shared this story with you, but our fridge handle got broken, like maybe around 12 midnight. Because we were like night people, so we used to wake up like around 11, 12. That used to be like our morning, and then we'll be sleeping during the day. That's how we lived. So when we were up at like 12, and then our fridge door fell apart. So we went and we said, okay, we need to send an email to school to let them know. We sent an email around 12, and then of course, like, we went to sleep, and we're waking up at like 11 a.m. By the time we woke up, there was a new fridge beside our fridge with a note to say like we should move our things, and they were coming to pick the old one. Like when we sent it, we expected that they were going to come and repair it. So like the efficiency of that process shocked me, because they didn't even have up to 24 hours. We sent this email at midnight. Like, how did they get a new fridge? It was even a bigger and better fridge.
And those are things that, because in Nigeria, for them to do that thing for you, maybe they need something in response.
Exactly.
But here, for them to do it just because they care about the experience. Yes. That's something that makes me sometimes, like, I feel like that's the only thing. We don't have that same efficiency in Nigeria. Like, response to customers. There's no customer respect, customer prioritization. There's none of that.
So I think after that thing, I remember calling my family members. I was like, I don't think I'm coming back just yet.
Okay, and then now you got your job. Of course, you also want to share your job journey, and this is also related to how Intentional Strides was born. And let me reiterate, you guys, follow Intentional Strides, especially if you're new in the UK. Maureen has helped a lot of us secure jobs, I must say. Like, at least even for me, the interviews we did, I remember we sat down, we went through each question. I prepared questions that I needed to work with, and Maureen went through each one with me, gave me feedback for each one. So like, she has, after much telling, she has decided to begin to do it as a paid service. And she does have like successful clients, like, who have gotten jobs because she has helped help them prep for it. So yeah, check it out, book a session with her. And she's even helping, like she also helps look for roles for you. Like for me now, it's like a YouTuber and an editor, like she's also going to help with that. So check out her services and use her. Okay. I've finished telling you now. But anyway, they're very shameless for okay, but like how, so what was your journey to getting a job at Capgemini? Now, by the way, Maureen is a consultant.
No.
A real consultant. You can check her LinkedIn and all that.
Yeah. So I think the journey was not straightforward because when I came to do a master's in operational research, I thought I wanted to switch roles. So remember I said I worked in HR in Nigeria. And I think for what I knew HR to be at the time, just like Tolu said, hiring and firing, that's what she called it. So yeah, so Tolu called it hiring and firing, and I think that, well, that wasn't what I thought about it, but I thought it was very admin heavy because that was like most part of what I knew about it. So I felt like that wasn't a career like I wanted to continue it. So I came to operational research with intentions of moving to like data analytics, data science type jobs. So when I came, those were the type of roles I was applying to. So like operational research roles, data roles, and yeah, all of those type of things. And I think I went on at it for, this is like a very abridged version, but I went on at it for about 6 months because I came in October, and I was on this up until like March, April of 2021.
So you were looking for jobs while in school?
Yes, I was looking for jobs while in school. Like
As
the moment I resumed, yes, like I just started applying. I was getting interviews. But I think when I go for interviews and I'm interviewing, I always say this thing that even me, I would not hire me because I never sounded like I was excited about it.
Yeah.
So it was.
We had a few mock sessions too for you.
Yes. So it really wasn't working. And the more I got into like my coursework and like the practicalities of what I could be doing at work, it just felt like this wasn't what I wanted to wake up to because masters was hard. It wasn't. I'm not the type of person that likes to walk behind a screen alone. I like to talk to people. I like to interact with people.
Maureen is a very happy person. I felt like this trip I'm rediscovering you. You have a lot of joy. Oh my god. I mean, nothing ever steals that joy.
So so that's that. I like talking to people. So I just felt like, please, I don't think this is what I can do. And then I had to because for me, I thought it was a letdown, like moving from wanting to do a data science role to a HR type role. I don't know why I had that like mentality at the time.
Really?
Yes. So I didn't know how to come to terms with it. It felt like I was letting like everyone who trusts, like my parents, like, how do I tell them that they spent all this money and then I want to come and do HR? Because I really looked down maybe in that sense. It was because I was misinformed about like what I could do with it. That's what it was. So I now started to do my research and I started to find like other aspects of HR, like HR, business consulting, business partnering, transformation, workforce planning, all those type of things. And it started to make more sense to me. And I felt like, okay, actually this is a space that I could work in. And then it took telling my dad about it because I was like, I don't know what I just needed to free myself, and be okay with what I was doing. Because, there's also that thing of like what people think. Of course. That does what it does in your head. You. Like people who funded me, the classmates I have, all of them, they'll be talking about how they're applying to this role. And I'm just like, this is not me. So when I told my dad and he was like that, your master's is just like a means to an end. Are you going to be happy doing that role? I said yes. Is it going to, help you take care of yourself? I said yes. He said then there was the problem.
And now this is the human resource role.
Yes. So that was when I received my freedom, and then I started applying to HR roles. I really like your dad.
Shout out to you. Shout
So I started applying to like HR roles, and I was very happy about it. I was interviewing. And then I got rejection still, but like the prospects were better. And I remember doing an interview with one, and it was an architectural firm. I had done and got into like the final stage.
I think that's the cute thing about HR because you can work across industries.
Yes, exactly. So I got to the final stage, spoke with the VP. This woman came and told me that she really likes him, but that I'm very ambitious and she doesn't think that I can grow in that space. Like she was giving me honest feedback, which I appreciated, but it was very annoying. If you're ambitious, doesn't that mean because she doesn't have the capacity to let me grow the way I need to grow or I want to grow. So she told me that I should look out for bigger organizations where they have like specialized functions. And then and then I'll be able to do that. So, but yeah, that was just like one story. But I eventually applied, and then I started working for my university. So that was the first
oh yeah,
job.
that's true. You did work for your school, and then I know you also had a stint at UN, right?
Yes,
you also worked for
so
UN.
that was after. So after I finished that, and I got like I didn't finish that. I was on it, and then UN opportunity came. So I took that,
and I know it was a great opportunity. But like we were dragging them yesterday, like we said,
so because
for a human rights organization, they shouldn't be employing people for free. Honestly,
yeah. So but I was even lucky because I was going to get a stipend, but the stipend was still like it was a drop down from what I was earning at my uni.
Yeah.
So that also made me think twice about that opportunity because I was like, I was preparing to pay for my postgrad visa. Like I was just like, is this what I really want to do right now?
Yeah. What did you do while you were working at Southampton?
HR. I worked in human people operations.
Oh, okay. And it was a paid job, right?
Yeah, it was paid.
I feel like I remember stories from that loosely. I also know you had to plan a lot of student events, right?
Yeah, so I was a huge part of the Nigerian society, but it wasn't very active while I was in school.
Yeah.
So it was after I was done, like in 2021, I was still living in Southampton because I was working with the uni. Yeah. So I was still involved with the Nigerian society, sort of.
Yeah,
so yeah, it's like an ad hoc member, whatever that is. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. And then UN. So I got that opportunity, and then I did it for about 6 months. I started that in March 2022. In fact, the way that happened too was the grace of God. And even when I got it, I was like, I couldn't believe it because I'd always really wanted to work in the UN actually. So
you're a volunteer person. Yeah. I mean, like me and Maureen joke. In secondary school, you were in both of us were homemakers club.
Yeah, homemakers club.
Why are we laughing? Oh my God, we wanted to be homemaking women or whatever. I don't even know.
I felt like there was no other option. Like what else? I didn't want to do jets. Like I can't go to jets club. I'm not a debater. I don't like arguments. So like
and then,
so many things.
In our senior secondary school, I joined the literary press and debating club, and then you joined Sustainable Development Club. Yeah.
So
I forgot. We have so many secondary school gist. How you were good in geography. I used to be good in French.
Oh yes, geography was
French
my subject.
School. Yeah, geography was my subject.
The only reason I didn't do that in uni was because I wasn't sure what I could become if I studied geography.
Yeah. Obviously, I was never going to study French. In fact, I wanted to write in WAEC, but they told us that we're less than 6 students because I thought I would get an A. So it was just me and Jeffrey, and then I think just 2. Yeah, and online we're supposed to be up to 6. You know, we couldn't write it in WAEC. But yeah. Anyway, okay, continue. UN.
Okay. So what was I saying? Yes. So I had always wanted to work there. Like I'd always been curious about like UN, just being in that space and like wanting to do like volunteering and like missions type thing. So it was a really great opportunity. I didn't think, like every time I imagined working in the UN, I never imagined the corporate functions of the UN. It was always like, that's so, it was surprising. But then I got it because it was like a people operations thing. It was a really great opportunity.
Yeah. And if someone wants to apply to the UN, how can they find that opportunity?
I think they have, it's all on their website. Yes.
And you work for UNDP?
UNFPA, the population funds.
What they do population funds?
So they look after like maternal health, like they're also responsible when there's like census, population census and things like that. And but their primary thing is really around like gender against gender violence, maternal health. So they're the ones who go into like communities and
cool.
talk to. So that's what they do essentially. So I worked in the performance management area, and they were doing like a whole people strategy. So essentially that opportunity gave me like options because I worked across L&D, I worked across performance management, I worked across onboarding, learning and development, and then system implementation as well, and then people strategy. So it was like so many things at once, and it was very exciting because like I also did like global communication. So
is it that one that used to organize all hands or something?
Okay, all hands. No, so I didn't really organize a call, but I was always communicating to like country directors because they had done like a survey, and I was trying to get them to understand how they could make that survey work for their different country offices. So
see, big work for free.
So it was very interesting. My boss didn't have time, and she was like, you know what, she's just going to hand over this piece to me. And it felt like a lot. It was very heavy, but then I was also grateful for it, and I did it. And also, yes, that boss was the person I had lunch with on Friday.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
So
now Capgemini story.
And then while I was there, I think I was applying to, because I had seen that I loved it and that the best place I could get something similar was in consulting.
Yeah.
So I focused on Deloitte.
Yeah.
Someone had reached out to me from Deloitte.
That's true. Did you eventually get an offer?
No, I didn't.
Okay, but I know that you went through a lot of process.
It was a long process, and I feel like because we're trying to get through this, I don't think I'll be able to go into the details of that story. But essentially, a CAP person reached out to me, a recruiter, and then I had a conversation, and like within 3 weeks, I was through all the 3 stages of interviews. And I got an offer right before my actual graduation. Still 2022. This was July 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got an offer with them and I was due to start in September. And that was exactly when my internship was
so your work anniversary is 2 years this year?
Yes, I did 2
about
years.
2 years too.
Yes.
Yeah, mine is May, yours is September.
Mine is September,
yeah.
So it was good. And I think so far I've loved where I work.
Maureen, maybe we'll get married in the same year. We left the same year. Why you don't fear? Oh my God, why are you scared? Why are you scared and afraid? Do you remember that rubbish?
Yes.
Oh my God. So you guys, the owners of our school are quite bomb. So
we had lots of quite
bomb staff, and then we went to a deeper life second. Man, those days, honestly, like as you were saying.
So yeah, I've had a good experience at Capge. So what I do is people and change consulting. So like supporting organizations going through like a digital transformation type thing, and also helping with like the people's side of development. So when an organization is considering like a talent restructure or talent upskilling or
and
things
this
like
talent
that.
is human beings.
Yes,
people calling us talent.
No, but that's it. Yeah, because they are talents. Like people are talents. Yeah.
Wow.
So and then just helping like improve employee experience generally. So that's what I do.
So that's what you do. Yes.
Yeah.
And Maureen, see, if anything, I aspire to be you. What you are to your company as an employee. I really do inspire. I can't really out myself too much. So don't sack me. The half of me that's still committed. But yes, Maureen is my employee of the month. Any day, anytime. Okay, well, thank you for that expose into your journey. Now, for me who is moving to the UK, what should I know about corporate UK?
Corporate
like
UK.
We say corporate America. What do you guys call it? Is it corporate UK or your corporate?
Corporate UK. I think. I think that's
what do you guys? So, any advice for me coming into corporate UK?
I don't know. I think
what is it like working with the British?
It's interesting. I think generally what I found is you probably will not get you won't always get. I know someone who's really honest. I know like my manager is British and really honest. Well, I don't think you would always get that from people, especially if they're not especially, but. For instance, if you have like a direct manager, there's a tendency for them. They like to be nice. They don't like disagreements. They don't like They don't like to cause conflict. So everything is mostly going to be, that's fine, that's okay, even when it's not okay. And then they will take whatever action they need to take, at your back or behind the scenes. So is knowing how to read. Those body languages and really understanding what they mean when they are saying.
Even in your promo feedback, even in the feedback, they're not also direct.
In feedback, people, and that's something that stresses me. Like people just always say the nice things, like, "Oh, you've done this well, and like, I really like when people tell me honestly. Yeah. That's why I love my manager. It was hard at first because also I'd not gotten that level of honesty before, but it was hard to deal with it. So, but I know that if I'm messing up, she will not hide.
And actually, I must say to Maureen, I feel like also you've always been a voice of reason in my life. Now that I think about it, even when it comes to work, like you always know. We always just talk about how, they say we're going off for promo. We did get it. And you'll be able to tell me, okay, what can you do? Or you'll tell me, I'm losing, although these days I'm not be having good advice for you, because two of us are in the same boat. You tell me, I'm losing focus at work. I have so many things. I say, me and you both. So I don't know how to help you here. But I remember we used to bounce off. Yes. Even when we were in school, we used to help each other, like, mentally or emotionally. I remember that. So, like, and even, and there's something you always used to say. Maybe if I ask you, which dress should I buy? And you always pick the dress I wanted. Or maybe if I ask you for something, you'll not be like, this is why we're friends. I love that. This is like, it's like we know each other so well. Even though on the surface, I feel like we might be unusual friends. Like, you will not expect us to be friends.
We're very different.
Yeah, we're very different.
And I think one thing else, nothing would have happened to our friendship if we're in the same place. But I also think that we're so different. And I think I probably also am realizing that, like, being here in the past 1 week.
What are the so different?
There are different things that could have potentially caused. Because we really have not had, like, conflict per se.
Yeah, we have.
And that's because we're like...
but there are things sometimes you do. I will tell you, oh, this made me unhappy.
Happy,
And
yes,
there's some things I will say over the phone.
and I'll tell you,
you'll
yes,
tell me.
please.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's that. But you know how like people fight and clash.
And now I'm curious to hear the differences now. Because the only difference that I've said is like I think you're much more happy and jovial than I am, and then two, you're still an early person. That's like compared to me. Like even when I told you, okay, we're going to start this podcast at 12, you went to go and bath. I said, Maureen, 12 is like 12:30.
No, that's not what it means. Like,
oh my
12
god,
is like 11:55. Your mic should be set up.
And to be giving me pressure, like, why are you not dressed up? Maureen, 12 is 12:30 to a late person.
And then it's also like that planning thing. So in my head, you said 12. So I imagine that we'll do the podcast for like 1 hour and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
But then you now keep moving the time. It's affecting the other things that I want to do at other times.
I'm sorry. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I've said my own differences. What are your own differences?
So those I think those were the ones. And then you're not a morning person.
Yeah, I'm not.
What else? It's also like how I don't say that in a bad way, but like how you just move things, like you just want to do what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
When you feel like it. And I'm like, please, yesterday, another example, we went to go out for ice cream.
Oh,
you were the one that suggested it.
And I can't.
And then
I know.
Suddenly you didn't want to go.
It's my toxic.
And then you now came and then you're now saying, oh, should we go again? I'm like, why? Like, okay, we've already agreed now that we're not going. Like,
we didn't agree.
Do we want to go?
I said
we agreed.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We're fighting now. We're fighting on the podcast. We're fighting. Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, anyways.
I know it's a bad habit of mine. Like, but I don't have any excuse. I actually have nothing to say about that. I'm sorry. I guess.
So yeah, I think that's the things. I feel like, and because that's something that happens like in daily life, like it's normal. Like so, it's bound to cause some.
If we were living together or if we had plans together, and I know that's an actual issue. It's not because I have friends who have told me that I can't sleep a lot. I'm like, I don't know. Am I not allowed to say I don't feel like doing something again?
You are allowed, but like when it happens like all the time.
Anyway, it's okay. Let's continue our podcast. What else should I know when moving to the UK? About making friends, or like spending money, or about food? Like they say the food there is better.
I don't know about so I didn't really experience food there. You always had food in the house, so and not really like. But I think food. So I don't know what to say about this. But like we have, so I found like an African store, and so like I'll just always shop there. Like there are things you can also buy in like the regular Tesco, Lidl, and all that.
So those are the stores there. Tesco, Lidl. You guys have Walmart.
Sainsbury's. No, there's no.
Asda.
I don't know that there's Walmart.
Okay, not
Asda. Yeah.
Do you guys have Aldi's?
We have Aldi. Yeah, there's.
Is there
Aldi.
Wegmans?
I don't know Wegmans.
There's no Target, obviously.
No, there's no Target.
But there's Starbucks. You said that there's
Starbucks.
I will survive if there's Starbucks.
Yeah, so,
and there's TK Maxx, which is our TK Maxx here.
Yeah,
okay.
TK Maxx.
I'm looking forward to shopping at Primark next, George, Marks and Spencer's again. Yeah.
I love George.
Yeah.
Next, New Look.
Yeah, New Look. Oh my god. Yeah. New Look. Yes, I remember having clothes from there as a child. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's it with corporate life. The British people have a very strong drinking culture. So there's always like after work drinks, and I promise you won't always enjoy it, but it's essential to like engage every once in a while, because that's where you have like informal conversations. That's where you get to know people. So it's recommended if you can. Me, I go, but I'm usually the first to check out. So, and I think my colleagues now know me. Yeah. So it's like once, by the time we get to a certain time, like I'm not vibing with you people again. I think I'd rather be by myself.
I see.
So,
noted.
Yeah, but there are people who enjoy it and like they can drink forever, and yeah. So that's a thing. So you always get, let's go out for drinks after work. So that's very normal.
What about building community? Because I know you have like something outlier circle.
So I think that really helped me. So when I came to the UK, Tammy had actually told me that I should.
Shout out to you, Tammy.
To join Outlier Circle. I looked at them. I looked at their Instagram page. It was nice, but like I wasn't interested. Let me tell you what made me. And this is Ibukun Ogudinpe. If she ever listens to this, I think she was the one who she called me and she was like, I signed up since, but like I haven't engaged. I haven't done anything. And then I told her that time I was still in the middle of like a job interview, and then she really took time to help me prepare for that interview.
Wow.
And I was like, the least I can do for this lady is to show up at this her thing.
And it was a free event.
Free, yes. It was like, you guys just come together and then they put it. So I went.
love that.
And then it was on that group chat I met Shuri, like the Outliers group chat.
Who is now your roommate in real life? Wow, look at the ripple effect.
Yes, exactly. I've met so many other people. Ebby, who I met as well. That's where I met her. So it's like so many people I've met from Outliers.
Please, I want
so
to join too
it's a really great community. Yes. When you come one day, you even have people. You don't need Outliers, but we're still there for you.
Thank you.
But that was it. That was it with community. And when I moved to Manchester, it was still an Outliers event that I went to, and then I kind of met friends that helped me like build more community.
What of the dating life in the UK?
That has been interesting. I think shockingly
my sis can't talk. Like in the past 4 years and all.
It has been interesting. Like in Southampton, I don't think I quite met people.
I see.
It was a very quiet. I don't know, not that many blacks, so it wasn't very easy like meeting people. And then in Manchester, I guess it's more open. Met a couple of people. I think even the people I met, I've only met them on dating apps. So
Okay, so I think you've been successful with dating apps so far, thankfully. When is you there? I don't know what's funny. Oh my god. Anyway, this is just a word of advice to people.
Try it.
Try it.
Because I used to be the person who didn't like it because it felt weird. Like,
and it's funny because I feel like amongst us, if someone was to ask who would be on dating app, people would think it's me, not Maureen.
So
I only tried it once and I said
I've met good people, good people, actually, and people who have even become friends.
Really?
Well, not friends, but like Instagram friends.
I see. Like male people. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. After the first one, I was just like, I don't know. Even when we went out, I purposely said I wanted to go for a movie because I didn't want to talk. I didn't even know what I was doing.
I don't think a movie is a good idea for a first date.
I beg. You know what people say? Who makes the rules? Everybody should shift. I beg. I want to watch a movie. Anyway. Going on, and then for racism, how would you say you experienced that anyway?
So I think that when I went, I had blocked my head like mentally to not overthink things. So if something bad happened to me, I try not think about the fact that it happened to me because I'm black.
Define bad.
Maybe bad is not the word. Like something, you know how
weird.
Yes, like something. Maybe someone didn't respond to you the way they responded to another person. I try not to think about it that it's because I'm black. I don't know what it is, but sometimes that's what it is. But I just put myself because it's too heavy to think about. Like every time I'll get stressed. I'll become an angry person.
I have black friends here to always say, "Is it because I'm black?" Hey, so, I can't be carrying that kind of rage all the time.
So exactly, so I didn't want to be that angry person that I'm always thinking. So I think that's something that has helped me. But then I think it happens like you see it like systemically, and that's the thing with the UK. Like the system is just set up in that way. So for instance, like you work in an organization, and I think when I worked in my uni, I was literally the only black person so I worked in the student union. I was the only black person there. It was very weird and all these type of things.
Okay.
But and so and then you also see where they claim to have now we're even in Black History Month now you see a lot of ceremony and so you would have lots of black people and then as you look up the ladder you start to see the numbers reducing and then you just wonder, is it that these people don't grow above a certain level?
But tell me, from the HR perspective, do you think it's because black people are not qualified to be in those roles, or you just think they're actually not taking the time to find black talent?
When I think about it, there are ways to look at it. So when you think about, and I was having this conversation with somebody about the proportion of black people to white people. Oh, sorry, I'm always hitting something. So the proportion of black people to like white people, I think you need to take that into consideration. When in the grand scheme of things, how many black people do we have and how many white people, and that would determine the pool.
5%.
I don't even know what these numbers are, if I'm being honest. That would determine like the pool you can get out of it as well.
Fair.
So, but then I think there's also like a subconscious. Maybe they might say they have like a diversity thing, and I'm also not for hiring people simply because of their skin color. But sometimes you need to do that as well to create that balance. But it's not like you're hiring someone who's not competent either ways. So. It's just different organizations and you know the way they handle it and how they prioritize it as a thing. And sometimes HR might have like a policy, but if you're hiring into a team and they say, and you know the people there are not open to it and they rule out whatever black person, there's nothing you can do about it.
Really? That's it.
Because I'm HR. I don't know what like a technical team needs. They need to interview whoever it is they're interviewing, and I'll work based on the recommendation they give me. I can't impose someone on them.
Oh, yeah. I see.
So that's.
But they never give you a list saying white only.
I've not heard
When
of
have
that.
you seen that?
I've not heard of that.
Okay.
But I won't be surprised. That's what I was saying. I won't be surprised if that's a thing. But it's never written in black and white. It's just something.
And actually, to be fair, this is just me trying to be fair. Like, if maybe they've had bad experiences with a certain race, does that give anyone the reason to say we don't want that race anymore?
People can do that if they've had like bad experience. But if you have a bad experience, you've had a bad experience as an individual. It's not about the race.
Not the race. True. Exactly. Oh my God, that's the word. Exactly. It's about the individual.
It's an individual. Like, it's not about the race.
Exactly. Which is why I think when I experience things at work, I try to check first. Did I do something actually wrong? As human being to human being, was I flawed in a way? Right? So anyway, okay, so moving on. We're wrapping up now. This is us going to the outro section of this podcast. How's your stay in NYC been so far? What would you rate it over 10?
It has been, I think I'll call it a 9 because I've had such a good time because of the people I've met. I met my friends. Like, I didn't think I would enjoy it so much. So it was because I just thought I was coming to see you. I mean, we'll go out a couple of times and that would have been great too. But like seeing other people as well, I think, and seeing my boss, like it has just been.
And your friends from college. Every time I see my friends from uni again, I always feel like my old self.
Like you will see the vibe. Like we're just dancing, having a good time. So it was good. Like I've had a really good time.
I've told people not to check your highlights, but you only gave green circle the info. Anyway.
Because I know I was trying to be replying to many people, so it's fine. But it has been good. NYC itself, my sister, people, your streets are dirty.
Yeah, I know, that's very
dirty and smelling. But we move.
Okay, let's do a little this or that based on your trip. New York or London?
London.
Really? Is it not also dirty?
It's dirty, but it's better.
No, it's a lie. You have to be objective. Better in what way?
Better because the underground is not as terrible as what I saw here.
Yeah, it was bad. I had to tell Maureen, take mask.
Yes, when you were saying it, I thought you were joking.
Yeah,
like you were just over-exaggerating.
No, I wasn't. Okay, then based on your experiences, Museum of Illusion or 9/11 Museum? What would you choose?
9/11.
Really?
I love the illusion, but like the 9/11 was an experience. Yeah.
I see. I can relate to that. I mean, even if it's a heavy experience, but it's yeah. Okay, Times Square or Statue of Liberty? I knew because I know. I just know that if you choose Statue of Liberty, you're choosing JJ over me. That is a trap I set for you.
So I loved both of them, honestly. And I like Times Square. Yeah. I love both. It's hard to choose. Yes, they're both
I know I like the second one, but it's okay. Anyway, okay. Okay, since you couldn't choose, I'm going to trap you and not ask Google Office or Times Square or like, or which one did you prefer?
I think Times Square over Google Office.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, what was your experience with Google Office that you didn't like or liked? I don't know.
I think because I don't know what happened, but I had worked too much that morning. And so I was just tired of moving about. But it was good. The office is too big.
Oh, you don't understand.
We're going to many places.
Because I wanted to take
and that's the point, right? Yeah. That's what it is. But like, I was...
Yeah, the worker is much. She's like walking from one street to the other, back and forth. Yeah,
it was good. It was nice to see. I like the food. I definitely love the food. Like, and the fact that there were different sections of different food. You were just flexing.
Someone told me that it's an adult daycare.
Oh, I'm telling you, with that bed.
Oh, the sleep pot. Okay. And then how was your photo shoot experience? Maureen also came to New York to come and do photo
that
shoot.
Was amazing. Andrea is great. The pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. And then, so what was your best and your worst experience?
I know my worst experience.
Oh yeah, I know your worst experience. What was your worst experience?
It was so I had seen like a video of the tram ride, Roosevelt's tram ride, and I thought I was going to see like the whole of New York, like in a cable car. I didn't know it was a very short distance.
Maureen,
and then it was raining.
I was like, Maureen, it's smart. Let me take your picture in your tram.
It was very underwhelming. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, I know. This is why I tell Maureen, like, if you see any Instagrammer or TikToker say it's the best,
try it.
you gotta try it out. Just know that they're lying. Anybody that needs to convince me that much is lying. In my own opinion, but like it was too much. But anyway, And then
I
what's your
think
best
my
experience?
best experience was Sunday. Generally,
okay.
like because it was like a combination of some. I really loved the church.
Yeah,
that I went
also
to.
visited
It was
St. Patrick's
so
Cathedral.
beautiful. And then I don't know, just experiencing mass differently. And then seeing my friends, like just gisting, throwback, everything. It was nice. And then I think that was the night I came back and and I also loved our conversations like here. Like I loved the day we were catching up about Graceland.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was also one of my favorites. So.
Anyway, okay, and then last but not the least, what's your advice for anyone moving to the UK? What's one advice you have for them?
I think the UK is nice
compared to the US. Like, what would you say?
Personally, I love the UK, so I feel I'm always biased towards the UK. It's a chill city. Like I think it's not as bad as sometimes the PR make it look, because I think people just make it look like it's very rubbish experience. I mean, people have what they like and what they don't like, but for me, it works. Things work. Do I have advice? I don't know. Just come find people, a community. Actually, that's the advice. Yeah. Actually find people, because it can be very lonely, and you probably don't even realize it until it's just find your people, and you can find them. Church, meet random people. Like people really meet people like in the randomest way. Olamide met my other friend that we talk about, Tenny. She met her on the staircase. Olamide used to stop people and say hello to them. Like that's what she does.
I said it, I knew it.
So like, but it helps. Like I don't know how to do that, but if you can, like, just really say hello to people. You never know. I've become friends with people in like the most ridiculous ways. My daddy thinks I meet all my friends online. So at this point, I think just find community, and information is key actually, because what you don't know, you don't know. Yeah. You will be surprised how, like, as in just the smallest thing that you need to know. Like very random things, like, having an Amex card to help you travel for less. Like, it's just information. Get information from the right people. I mean, there are people that have rubbish information too. Yeah. So the Spirit of God will lead you all.
Amen. Anyway, okay. So information is key, and find community. I will remember that as I move to the UK.
we did. We're preparing for your arrival.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I can't wait to see you, my UK girlies and guys. Anyway, okay. So where can they find you?
So you can find me on Intentional Strides. I mean, that's it. Or I mean, what? I don't think I need an Instagram on Facebook page.
And on LinkedIn. I'll also attach your LinkedIn. Definitely. LinkedIn, Okay. Maureen, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. We did it. I know, finally. And at first I was like, oh my God, if I
was the first follower of the page.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And now we're almost at 3,000. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Maureen. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, signing out, guys. And always remember that if we can do it, you can do it too. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.